Hey, well, welcome back, everybody. Another episode here, another video for Banish the Doubt. I am in this avatar body. I identify as George McNamara, and I'm here, and I bow to the light that is inside of you. If you clicked on this video, obviously you did, and you're watching this. You chose this video. You attracted this video to you. And I'm here to talk to you about how that we are living in what's called a fractal universe. That's what I want to talk about in this video, a fractal universe. So first I want to describe, and it's over here to my left. I have it on the board here, the definition of a fractal. Okay, so here, it's a curve or a geometric figure, and each part of which has the same statistical character as the whole. Fractals are useful in modeling structures such as eroded coastlines or snowflakes, in which similar patterns recur at progressively smaller scales, and in describing partly random or chaotic phenomena, such as crystal growth, fluid turbulence, and galaxy formation. That's key. Galaxy formation. Hold on to that, okay? Because we're going to go deeper into it now. Fractal patterns seem so familiar because these shapes are omnipresent in nature. So we already said that a fractal, okay, is partly random or chaotic phenomena such as crystal growth, fluid turbulence, and galaxy formation. Now we're seeing that it's in nature. The most important characteristics of fractals is their so-called self-similarity. So I forget what scientist this came from, but he said here, look at a fern leaf, okay? It is made out of smaller and smaller patterns of itself. The same is true for Romanesco broccoli. The branching patterns of a tree follow their patterns, as do rivers. They follow this pattern, as do rivers. So we have fern leaf, we have broccoli, we have trees. If you notice the branching of trees, right? And rivers. If you ever notice how the rivers carve out through the earth. Lightning. Lightning spreads into smaller and smaller branches, similar to trees, right? Each sharing the same features as the main fault. Man-made structures organize themselves into fractal patterns, man-made, without man actually planning them this way. Look at a map of all the roads leading to a major city, and he used Rome as an example, and a map of the internet. It's especially fascinating, he says, that even our own body shows many fractal characteristics. So now we started off with galaxy formation, okay? Rivers, fern leaf, trees, man-made maps going towards major cities. Now he's talking about our body shows many fractal characteristics. Our lungs have fractal structure, having a surface area of over 100 square meters, enabling our lungs to efficiently absorb oxygen. This oxygen is then transported. The oxygen is now transported through our fractal bloodstream to our brain, in which the neurons are interconnected in our brain fractally. Every thought we think, even now, at this very moment, every thought we think is a cascade of electrical impulses traveling through the fractal network in our brain. So we have a fractal network in our brain. We have it in our lungs. We have it in the internet. We have it in rivers. It shows up in nature and in galaxy formation. That's why I say to you in previous videos, you and I are the field, and the field is us. The same visible fractal pattern of dark matter in the universe, 10 million light years away, apart from each other. Okay, so the same fractal pattern in dark matter, 10 million light years across, the same fractal branching pattern can be found. That same fractal branching pattern there can be found in the rivers, the neurons in your brain, and in lightning. So this is huge. Okay, we live in this fractal holographic universe. So that's why in videos that I talk to and I talk about everywhere you go, there you are. And it's not anything outside of you. It's not the other person. It's not the event that took place. It's all here within us. It's what the Hermetic principles talk about. All is mine. And as above, so below. Right? So as above, the universe, so below, inside you and I. Everything is, and he talks about in nature, it's omnipresent. Everything is a fractal, takes on a fractal characteristic. We are all part of the whole, you and I. So it's never anything or anyone outside of us. You've heard me talk about in previous videos, our first 7 years are very, very, very vital to how it is that you and I got to where we are, that you attracted this video. Everything is based off of that. Okay, so let me continue. Rumi said, I searched for God and found only myself. I searched for myself and found only God. So you could say God, you could say super consciousness, universal consciousness, source energy, however you want to define it. You search for an entity known as God, you find yourself. When you search for yourself, you find the universal consciousness, subconscious, whatever it may be. Okay? I accept the fact people surround themselves with the true image of themselves. What we are, then, that only can we see. That was Emerson said that. So the simple yet challenging concept to accept, and it goes directly against the ego, is I am. All is mine. I am responsible for myself every single moment and every now moment in this time that I'm here in this avatar body on this earth. There's only one consciousness. See, the brain is encased in darkness. And the brain has friends, has 5 of them: sight, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, the 5 senses. And it sends out these 5 friends and says, go find out what's going on out there. And they come back and they bring back what they found. And it goes into the brain. Our brain then analyzes the data, sends in our cells in our body are created. This complementary combination of cells are created, and it's sent through the fractal structure within our bloodstream that goes through our whole body to our nerve endings based on what we believe about ourselves is, and what we perceive about life, but more importantly, what we perceive about ourselves, then has us acting, reacting, or thinking and operating in a certain way. Everything comes back to what must I believe about myself? What must I perceive about myself? Yes, that has me watching this video 10 minutes in. If this resonates with you and you're new, please do me a favor, click the like button, click the subscribe bell. Comment down below. Let me know what part of this really kind of resonated with you. If you're looking for a partner, a special person, look no further than yourself. See them, see that person in a spiritual context, not a physical context. Not they've got to have, certain six pack and they've got to have certain type of breasts and certain type of posterior and hair and makeup and muscles and whatever. It's none of that. That's the ego. Search for the spiritual within you. Tap into that. Find the center within that. And when you find your comfort level, when you find that within you, you can't not but attract that person, or those people are going to be attracted to you. It's like a person will be walking this way, suddenly turn around and say, I just had to come back and talk to you. Something, I don't know what it was, but something attracted you to me. It was you, the relationship you have with yourself. But unfortunately, the majority of the population in the world is oriented and conditioned, programmed the opposite way. We are told to go after the thing that's visual, right? It's the visual. It's the cover of the book. And then we get home, right? We move in with that person. We get married. You crack open the book. You're like, oh, wait a minute. What was this? I didn't see this when I met that person. Now we're seeing who they truly are. It's why many marriages ended up in divorce. The majority of people, some of the most loneliest people in the world. I heard one time a pastor say this. It was very, very profound. He said, some of the most lonely people in the world are married people, because it's not themselves that they were focused on. All is mine. As above, so below. So what I'm saying is, anytime somebody or something has you reacting, it's fine. Allow it to happen. I'm not saying suppress it. I'm not saying to ignore it. Allow it to happen. Allow the energy to go through you, because it's the old programming that has us reacting. And I know myself, I've done this many times. Every day I have a moment or multiple moments where, like, okay, George, that's the old programming that allow it to go through. If somebody says something or acts a certain way, instead of reacting in the moment, I've learned to step back emotionally, get away from it. And it's amazing. After a certain amount of time, and the more I do this, the shorter that time frame is, the emotion goes away and I'm more relaxed. I'm able to respond and not react to the situation. We are all interconnected in this universe, but we are conditioned, programmed to believe that we're separate. The ego wants us to be separate, but we're not. We are all interconnected. So anytime somebody says something or acts in a certain way that has you triggered, bring it back to you. Say, okay, what is it about me? What must I believe about myself that has me feeling the way I'm feeling? It's never them. It's never the other person. It's always me. What must I believe about myself? Everything is about perception. Life is nothing more than just perception. Now, the way we go about attracting our desires to us is by getting centered within ourselves, finding that centered spot, I am, and then figuring out what do you want to put after I am? I am what? In the perfect relationship. I am perfect health. I am a millionaire. I am an owner of a business, whatever it may be. When you see that, when you feel that within you, then we set up action plans. And for those on coaching, we talk about this, setting up small, attainable, absorbable action plans to then draw that to us. You see, this hourglass, the sand in the bottom of the hourglass represents all the subconscious programming from when we were little infants. Our parents, our caregivers, they raised us. They taught us the lessons of life for what they knew, the rules of life. And all that is here. It's in our subconscious. That represents over 90% of our brain. Only 5% right here over my eyebrows, over your eyebrows, is what's called the prefrontal cortex, our conscious brain. But if our conscious brain gets an idea, okay, maybe it's to date a certain person, maybe ask a certain person out, maybe it's to apply for a certain job. It's you're going to go into a Ferrari or a Porsche or a Lamborghini dealership. Try this out. Test yourself. Go to, one second. If you're looking for a home, just, you know what? Have fun one day. Just say, we're going to go to the most affluent neighborhood. Find a home that's, I don't know, $5 million, $1 million, $2 million, whatever it may be. I don't care if your budget is, 400,000. Go there. Just notice the energy within that environment. It happened to me about a year or two ago. I was out, and I think I dropped my son off at school, whatever. There's a Mercedes-Benz dealership down the road from the school. I'm like, you know what? I'm going in there. It was about, I don't know, 9 o'clock or so in the morning. I crossed over the threshold into the showroom. Instantly, I could feel the energy within me shift. It wasn't an energy of, yeah, I belong here. Yeah, I'm going to buy that car, and I'll buy that car cash. It was the subconscious programming within me that shifted. I felt it. I'll never forget it. I was standing right there. Nobody had even spoken to me yet. And then, of course, here comes a salesperson. Oh, good morning, sir. Can I help you? What can I help you find or look? But I noticed it. It is that subconscious programming that says, you're not ready for this yet, which is fine. There's no right or wrong about this, but we're just becoming more aware. So do that. Go to the dealership, go to the open house, speak with the realtor, speak with the salesperson. Just notice how you feel. If the feeling is anything other than, yeah, I belong here, not masking it over, truly you feel it. Yeah, I belong here. I'm buying this house. I'm buying that car. I'm living in this neighborhood. It's because of our subconscious programming. Okay, so we've already established we live in a fractal universe. Everything is interconnected. Everything that is in the galaxy is inside of you and I. But it's the way we perceive ourselves. Okay? What we perceive about ourselves that supersedes everything. And this is fine. This is what you're learning right here, right now, will take you beyond what you ever could have comprehended to this point in your life. You can really grasp this. At every moment of your life, live in this now moment. I am, fill in the blank. I am in the most fruitful, wholesome, beautiful, loving relationship in my life. I attract that partner to me, that person. I'm attracting the money to me. It's a frequency. Everything is a frequency. When you learn to live at a certain frequency with millions and millions of dollars, with the type of relationship where both of you are just sort of symbiotic. You think of the same wavelength. That's a frequency. See, when this subconscious becomes like this, which is pure, which is love, which is unconditional love, like a dog who comes up to you. They just are wagging their tail and they want you to love them and they're going to love you back. When we can drop the judgment and just live in that space, everything is drawn to you. I'll leave you with this quick story to end it this way. Actually, there's two. I'll tell you this one first. You may have heard this story. It's a true story. I heard Greg Braden tell this story. Okay, my buddy Greg Braden. By the way, what I spoke to you about the fractal universe was from a lecture I saw from my buddy Billy Carson. Wonderful. You definitely watch their podcast as well. Greg spoke about this story. It was of a heart transplant. A 10-year-old girl had passed away. An 8-year-old girl needed a heart transplant, and she was a perfect match. So the heart surgeons did the surgery. Everything went perfectly. The girl went home from the hospital, the 8-year-old. But not long thereafter, she started having nightmares. And she said to her mom she was having them every single night. Now, she's 8 years old. And her mom asked her to describe the nightmare. And she said, I'm running in the woods. And she said, I keep looking behind me and a man is chasing me. She said, in my nightmare, then I trip and fall. And the man catches up to me. He gets on top of me. She says, and then he whispers this to me and then kills me. So you can imagine any type of a mother thinking, what, and this is every night. So mom calls a psychiatrist to have her daughter evaluated. So the mom and the daughter go to see the psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist analyzes, speaks with her. And upon hearing the story, and the girl was very, very clear, very precise with the nightmare, he decided to call a forensic artist in to draw what the girl was describing. And she described everything to the forensic artist, and he's sketching everything, what the man looked like, the whole bit. And at the end, he said, got it. I have my rendering. I understand everything. He went right to the authorities, showed them the picture that he sketched. The authorities soon thereafter, about a week later, they couldn't find the guy, found the guy who murdered the 10-year-old. When they brought him in for questioning and interrogation, they told the guy what the 8-year-old girl had said, that the man in the dream whispered to her. They said upon hearing that, the man broke down and confessed to the murder. What happened was the cells within the 10-year-old's heart stayed with the heart and went into this avatar body, this human body of the 8-year-old. So again, we are all connected. Okay? So the second story I want to end with was, I'm walking my dog. Every time I walk my dog, we walk by some people and he'll just sort of look over and what have you. But every so often, he will spot somebody from a distance and his tail will start wagging. And sure enough, the closer we get, that person will start to react towards him. And that connection takes place because the animals can sense energetically. They can sense the energy. They can sense the frequency from the other people. It's a matching. So when you're subconscious, we become more aware and we start to change and cleanse out all the junk that's in our subconscious from our upbringing. Not all of it, but the majority of it. As the Jesuits say, give me a child from birth to age 7, I'll give you the adult, right? You know a person, think of a person you know, and the person's family, you know them as well. Now tell me the person you know if they're more like mom or dad. And I'm guaranteed right now you're probably saying, oh, yeah, they're just like, they're going to tell you you're the same. And chances are you're like, I'm not like them. And they're going to say to you, I'm not like them either. You can see it about them, and they can see it about you, but we can't see it. Okay? So the frequencies, the energy, the vibration, we emanate that out. We give it out to the world. And the universe, this field, is just a mirror mirroring back to us what our beliefs and our perceptions are about ourselves. One last thing I heard Billy Carson talk about. He said, around the world, whenever there's a tsunami, he said, at the coast, the wild animals will head towards the higher ground way before the public even hears about the tsunami. They're never affected. You never hear about any wild animals being caught up in a tsunami. They get out. It's because they're in tune with the universe much more than we are. Hopefully, though, after this video now, you are much more in tune with yourself, which, as we described, is in tune with nature. Everywhere you go, there you are. If you're looking for any type of one-on-one coaching, go to my channel, click on the link that says Coach Geo. I'd be happy to work with you, as I've done many others, and help to walk through this, set up action plans, and the things that you desire, that relationship, the healthier mind and body, the desire that you have for yourself, be it a business or whatever, we start to remove the veil, widen, broaden the awareness, and draw all that to you. Have a wonderful day.